on the Legacy Forge podcast. I'm your host, Craig Whitney. Having an awesome day, evening, morning, wherever you're tuning in today. Hey, just before we get into today's episode, like and subscribe on all platforms, Apple, Spotify, and YouTube, and tag a mate. This is all about becoming excellence in being. Arete is the Greek meaning for excellence in being, not more doing, being. Today's episode, we continue this quest down the Arete Pyramid. Remember, Arete is Greek. It means the excellence of being. The last couple of weeks started with legacy, or Atenum, mark of the immortal. Then we've moved to leadership, integrity through influence. This week we're looking at identity, or the Greek word is virtus. It actually comes from Latin, but the Greeks built the foundation around it. Latin. Virtus is Latin for the courage of being. Who are you? Who are you? Heard a lot in the coaching space about identity in recent times. To change your identity, to not change your identity. I look at it this way. We live in the present. We've come from a past life, a past identity, a past experience to the present, and we may be bringing trails of that past life into our present now. The question is to go to that next level. What is that new desired state of being that we'd have to take on? Who is that? What is that? If you were to plot your chart of past, present, and future in your mind like a timeline, if you worked out your timeline from past to present to future in either crossways, front to back, you can chart your past, present, and future. Who is that next being? Who are they? What's the identity of that? Can you step into that being and try them on like a shirt or a dress for a moment? That's my perception of identity. And not only try it on, it's the courage of taking on that new being. Another way of looking at it. When you start a business as an independent business owner, you're building your new identity as you go. You're jumping off the cliff and you're building the plane and learning to fly as you go. That plane is your new identity. Not a business identity. Yes, it's a business identity for a business. However, the two identities must come together as one at some point. It's the same with a franchise. When a franchise is bought. So what is a franchise for all my followers out there? Franchise is an already put together turnkey system that works. It is an identity within an ecosystem of franchisees and franchisors that works. You as a potential business owner or a franchisee purchase that identity, and now there's two identities that must come together as one for the courage of being. Otherwise, there may be conflict between the two identities if they do not merge to one. Now, before dominion, before leadership, before authority, was virtus. In the ancient world, the term mostly linked to virtus was the Greek word arete, is that meaning excellence of character, the fulfillment of one's most highest nature. While virtus itself is Latin, its philosophical spine was Greek. Not brute force or strength, not moral perfection, but moral courage. The disciplined alignment between who you are and how you act. Who you are and how you act is where they come together as one, head to heart. Yeah. Virtus was never about image or performance. No clowns. I said in the last episode, the Portuguese have an awesome term for this. It's called palhacio. This was about inner excellence. The Greeks did not define virtue as compliance either. They defined it as living in accordance with your highest function. Highest function was the legacy. Look at our Stoics, Pythagoras, Marcus Aurelius, Socrates. They lived. Yeah. They were definitely in alignment with who they were and how they acted. Yeah. The Greeks did not see virtus as compliance. They defined it as living in accordance with their highest function. For a blade, excellence is sharpness. For a horse, excellence is strength and speed. And for a human being, excellence is integrity of the soul. That is virtus. There's two parts to it, the courage of being and the integrity of soul. There's an old story of a warrior who mastered combat yet was denied entry into the higher command. You are skilled, the elders said, but you are not yet virtuous. The warrior bristled. He had medals, scars, reputation. The elder led him beneath the temple into a silent chamber, lit by one flame, and placed bronze mirror before him. Remove your armour, he said, piece by piece. The persona, the toughness, the humour used to deflect the story of why he wouldn't change. Then the elder asked, when no one was watching, or is watching, who are you? Kind of a question from last. When no one is watching, who are you? When the performance is gone, when the team's gone home, when the claps fade, the curtains drawn, the lights go out for the end of the day, who are you? As a leader, a parent, community member, manager, entrepreneur, franchisee, franchisor, pick your term. Who are you when no one is watching? Virtus begins here, not in performance, not in public strength, in private alignment. It's those alone times when no one is watching. The chamber required. What parts of yourself do you hide because they feel too vulnerable or risky? What softness do you suppress to appear strong? What anger do you rename as leadership? How many angry managers are out there, yeah? What fear do you disguise as discipline? Virtus is not about appearing good. It is about becoming undivided. The warrior realized something unsettling. He had built a version of himself that earned respect, but he had not built a self he fully respected in here. The elder spoke again. What stories are you telling yourself that block you from becoming who you truly are? I'm just wired this way. I can't show weakness. It doesn't bother me. I'll deal with it later. Worrying what other people think. I don't like rejection. I'm not good enough. Any of those come to mind? What stories are on repeat? Each story was a shield. Each shield created distance from truth, disconnection from self. And then came the final question. What truth about yourself are you ready to accept? That you crave validation, that you fear being ordinary, that you hide your tenderness, that you avoid stillness because it reveals too much. When he spoke the truth aloud, the flame steadied. That is virtuous. Not perfection, far from it, or moral superiority. Yet courage to see yourself without distortion. Virtuous is what we call a mid-foundational layer. Without it, dominion becomes control. Without it, leadership becomes theatre. Without it, influence becomes manipulation. Where do we see these traits playing out? Within organizations, franchises, workplaces, corporate hierarchy, factory floors, warehousing floors. Virtuous is where identity is forged in solitude before it's tested in society. It asks you, when no one is watching, who are you? What are you pretending to not know about yourself? What truth are you postponing? What part of you is ready to be integrated? Virtuous is the moment you stop negotiating with your shadow and start integrating it. It is the excellence of being before the power of doing, before the responsibility of leading. And once virtuous is established, here, you do not need to prove who you are. You simply are. Now, the way we work the Arete Pyramid, instead of working up the pyramid from a performance or a rah-rah spectrum, we start with the top. We attack the ego or the safetiness that keeps us comfortable. Go into our soul. Work down. Start from legacy, define that, step into that. Look at leadership or dominion. Virtue is what you call a foundational third layer. We define these two. This sets the standard. This sets the concrete for these other two. Motion. By the time we get to here, values have been identified. The rest of the model or the pyramid works itself out. Behaviors change a lot easier values are defined, beliefs have already been identified so they can be worked with. Behaviors shift almost autonomously. And by the time we get to the environment, you don't want to be in your old environment. You are pretty much set up in your head and your heart for your new environment. On the next episode, we will work on the values and beliefs. This is the layer bottom of the Arete Pyramid. These core three are the foundation. The rest go deeper. However, without these top layers, this is only surface level. And this is where generic coaching meanders around feelings, childhood trauma. It's not important. Collapse time, get to the root, go from there. Instead of what do you need, who you need. That sort of questioning. I give thanks to Robert Dilts for showing me this model and teaching me. I give thanks to all my NLP trainers who exposed me to this model over and over and over. And I've just gained curious love to go deeper into this model. Burgess taught me to simply be. I simply are. Okay. Anyways, guys, that's it for me for today's episode 22. Tune in till next episode where we'll dive deeper into values and beliefs. Got some value here? Like and subscribe on YouTube for the video, Legacy Forge podcast, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, and tag a mate. Share this with them if you're getting value. Yeah? We've got to get the word out. We are more here. We are here to serve excellence in being. Alrighty, guys. Until next time, speak to you soon. My name's Craig Whitney. I'm the founder of Next Level Coaching and the Arete Method. Bye for now. And I'll drop a link below. Any questions, do reach out. Bye for now.